Hey, what's up guys? So I did give this tool a name. I'm calling it the Max Cut tool, and today I'm going to show you guys how I built the Max Cut tool right here on DIY Creators. So stay tuned guys, and I'll show you step by step exactly how I built this. I started by measuring out the dimension for the base. In my case, I use 32 inches by 25. Now keep in mind, you may want to make yours a bit bigger or a bit shorter. It's really important to get the base as accurate and straight as possible. Now clamp the saw guide down on both ends. Use a circular saw to make your first cut. If you don't have a way to make a straight cut, then consider looking at the way I built this jig a few weeks ago. Line up the 2x2 on one end and clamp it down to the base, and make sure it's flush on all ends. To make this cut, I use a speed square which I clamped in place, which act as a guide. The 2x2 is measured at 32 inches in length, which would go at the long side of the jig base. Now clamp the 2x2 at the edge of the base, then check to make sure everything is flush before continuing. Next, flick the entire piece over, pre-drill the holes for the screws along the base. Use a countersink bit to flush the screw heads. On the side I plan to put the stop blocks. I measured 18 inches from the edge and made a reference mark. There's no real calculation behind this point, but I just wanted to make sure that I had a reminder of where I wanted the blade to be. If you recall, I used the clamp to hold the blade guard back while I was cutting. Let's just say I was overthinking the process during the build. And you can eliminate the use of a clamp by just making the base wide enough to catch the guard as you insert the saw in the track. So at this point, I'm going to cut the piece of plywood for the widest part of the saw base. And again, we'll need our speed square to help us as a straight edge to make this cut. This piece needs to be cut at 25 inches in length, which is the measurement from the front of the jig to the back of the jig. So now we're going to cut this strip for the small side on the saw base. This piece also needs to be cut at 25 inches in length. Since this piece is so small, it's much safer to